Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Sing it with me. It brings me a lot of good luck. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. I was just reading an article about Wells Fargo's workers getting in trouble for faking work. Right, they were working from home and using some sort of mouse jiggler or some sort of automated device software to make it seem like they were busy on their computers and all that. I gotta point out something. I do a lot of my bismuth art at home, right? Unless I'm networking with people, I'm doing it alone. Would I ever use such a device? Hell no. I'd be wasting my time if I did, right? I won't have anything to show to bring to the consignment shop or sell at my art shows, right? That'd be the last thing on my mind when I'm working on bismuth, right? I care more about the output, only about the output, right? So the fact that people have to use mouse jigglers and whatnot is really a symptom, right? They're not being heard about what they're doing. Um, and we have a culture of control, right? A few months ago, uh, well, I was reading a different article, and this Walmart employee had gotten written up because during his 8 hours, 10 hours, whatever shift it was, he was caught sitting down for like a few seconds in between a number of customers. Walmart or whatever store it was had some sort of camera. But conveniently, the article doesn't talk about if the customers love him. They don't talk about how much sales he did or whatnot, right? They don't talk about how he saved the company a workers' comp claim because he doesn't strain his back working at the company, right? All the important metrics that one actually cares about when you're running a Walmart, right? All they wrote him up for was that he sat down for a number of minutes, and also apparently the store, I can't remember if it was Walmart, but one of the stores similar to Walmart, after that incident, had decided to take away all the chairs in the break room for whatever bizarre reason, even though the customers can never see the employees in the break room, right? So it's just a sense of control, right? Um, Unfortunately, I sometimes do tutoring gigs that I find on Facebook Marketplace, and it's really sad that when I meet up with the parents to negotiate these tutoring gigs, they want to know how much I charge. In other words, if I do really well and I get the students to understand the material in less time, I make less money, right? Actually, I ran into this one time. I was working on my PhD. I was tutoring, I believe, a 15-year-old kid on AP Calculus. I met with his dad, and he said the kid had like 3 afternoons that he could come before his exam. And I quoted him a price, and I worked with the kid for two of those sessions. And at the end of that second session, his dad calls me and says he's ready for the exam. We don't need to see you tomorrow, something like that. And I thought to myself, did I just get fired for doing such a good job? Right? That's literally what he just told me. Right? You did such a good job, you deserve to get fired. Right? And it really hurt. I just started my tutoring career at the time. It kind of hurt, and so it's one of those times where next time I get another student, I got to jiggle my mouse a little bit more, right? But next time I get another student, maybe I need to waste time in between problems doing something else or just idle chit chat, wasting everybody's time, right? My own and the students, right? Not to mention one of us usually has to make a good drive just to meet up, right? It's just really sad that's what work has disintegrated into, right? So for example, imagine I developed some sort of magic powers, right? I could wave a wand and get the student to instantly understand the material. And so I bet a lot of parents wouldn't want to pay good money for that. They can get another tutor who might need to spend 20 hours in order to do what I could wave a wand. Imagine, right? I know that's science fiction at the moment, but I can just imagine parents won't want to pay a whole lot for that wand waving. Even if they hired me, they'll think, "Oh my God, I could have done it without you." Right? There's this mentality that it takes time for good work to happen. Right? I got to be careful when I make art. I learned the hard way. I have to be careful not to let my buyers know how easy and how fun it is for me to make art, right? A lot of people don't want to pay as soon as they get that kind of impression, right? So I have a new policy with my art projects. I used to be very picky, right? If it didn't turn out, I would remelt it and all that. But given how cheap bismuth is, I have a new policy that if it even looks half-assed okay, I'm going to try to sell it, right? Even if I only get the whatever the price of the bismuth is back, right? That's still better than remelting because two things. First of all, somebody can go enjoy it, right? If I take $30 worth of bismuth, make something that doesn't look right, and somebody buys it for 40 or 35 or even $30, right? At least they're getting some benefit out of it, right? And I could just go buy more bismuth, right? That number one. And number two, it lets the customer base in general know that it doesn't always come out right, right? That way, when I pour something good, they'll understand they need to pay good money for it, right? So I kind of make it a policy of no remelts, kind of these days, right? Unless it's really it falls apart or something like that, right? All right, that I would point out the existence of the mouse jiggler is the problem. The employees using it, they're just doing the wise thing, right? They're able to get their work done, and if sometimes people know themselves best, right? If taking a break or tending to their family or going out and enjoying their personal lives enables them to do good work, right? That's a good thing that should be celebrated, not something that we need to force somebody to use a mouse jiggler to accomplish, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum